guys, welcome back to day 3 of solving quadratics by quadratic formula. Okay, so we're going to do the last problem on the note sheet here, and that's going to be number 3. And there's a reason why we saved this one for last, so let's get started. So in order to use quadratic formula, one side of the equation has to be equal to 0. As you see here, you have 2x squared minus 7x equals negative 11. So first thing before I do anything, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move everything to one side. So I end up with 2x squared minus 7x plus 11 equals 0. And then like yesterday, since a is not 1, I'm going to see if there's a GCF. And I think to myself, is there any number that goes into 2, 7, and 11 evenly besides 1? Nope, there's not. So there's no GCF. So I'm going to go straight in to identifying my A, my B, and my C. So A here is going to be 2, B here is going to be negative 7, and C is going to be 11. Okay? And then once I figured out that, I'm going up here to my old friendly quadratic formula, and I'm going to plug and chug in my numbers to make sure I'm good to go. This answer is going to be a little bit different than the other ones, and that's why we wanted to save it for the last day. So I end up with x equals negative b. So negative 7 becomes positive 7 plus or minus the square root of negative 7 squared. Remember, make sure you put that negative 7 in parentheses, because if not, the calculator is going to formulate it differently. Minus 4 times 2 times 11 all over 2 times 2. Okay? So make sure when you're doing this, you're taking your time with it, and you're making sure you plug in the right answers and go from there. What I always like to do next is I always like to simplify underneath the square root sign. Makes my life easier. It's the hardest part usually of what to do. So when I get that, I get x equals 7 plus or minus the square root of 49, because negative 7 times negative 7 is going to be 49. And then I'm going to do negative 4 times 2, which is negative 8. And then negative 8 times 11, which is going to be negative 88 over 4. Okay. Still going along, like I don't see any issues yet, so let's keep going. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to say, okay, and now I have x equals 7 plus or minus the square root of. So now on my calculator, I need to do 49 minus 88. And 49 minus 38, or 88, is negative 39 over 4. Now, typically what we would do there is we would simplify the square root of that number, write that decimal down, and then separate it up into two problems. But if I type in the negative square root of negative 39, my calculator says non-real calculations. Okay? Non-real. Actually, there's a whole other set of numbers that are actually considered imaginary. We talk a lot about that in Algebra 2 trig. For right now, in Algebra 1, we just kind of know that when you have a negative under a square root, your answer is going to be x equals non-real solutions. And that would be my answer for this one. So again, once you simplify everything down and you make sure you did your math right, because there's not going to be a whole worksheet of these, if there's a negative under the square root, no matter if it's negative 16 and you know you can take the square root of 16, a negative under the square root is going to be non-real solutions, and that's going to be your answer. Okay? If you have any questions, let me know. Meet me on Zoom. This assignment is due Monday by 11:59 p.m. Take your time with it. Ask questions. And I look forward to seeing you guys. Have a fantastic day. Thanks for stopping by.